Mondays can feel heavy. That's why today we're sharing a simple mindset shift to help you start your week feeling right.
Life is beautiful.
So there's this super viral on the street interview that I shared with you the other day that I absolutely loved.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it's this guy who has his shirt unbuttoned. It's like
He looks like he's hammered.
It's like, yeah, it looks like it's like 2:00 in the morning. He just got out of the bar and he dropped some straight wisdom on this video. And he looks at the kid that's talking to him with the mic and he says, "If I offered you $10 million, would you take it?" And the kid obviously says yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And he says, "But there's only one catch. You don't get to wake up tomorrow. Would you still take it?"
Obviously not.
Obviously not, right? So then he says, "So that means waking up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. So wake up with a smile on your face every day and say that you're worth $1 million."
Yeah. I think also it's not just a great story, but the reason it went so viral is because the guy does it, like the kid who has his shirt unbuttoned says it like so passionately and
Yeah.
like such a boss. It's like such a mic drop moment.
Yeah.
But I love starting with that, especially on Monday, because I feel like there's this certain energy on Mondays, especially here in New York City.
Like a dread.
Yeah, like no one really wants to be here at all. Like people are just walking around with their heads down. It's like, oh, another day, another
It's like
week.
the weekend hangover.
And it's not just in New York City. I remember there was one time, I'll never forget this story. Me and you were handing out blankets with our nonprofit Blankets of Hope, and we were in Philadelphia on a
Yeah.
little road trip. And it was Monday, and we handed out some blankets, and there was a man who was experiencing homelessness who was sitting on the side of the road. And as we went to hand him a blanket, another guy passing by in the streets of Philadelphia is yelling at him and us saying, "What are you doing that for? Tell the guy to get a f***ing job." And the guy, we look at him, the person experiencing homelessness, because like, what the hell just happened? How is this guy going to take that? And he just looks at us. I'll never forget what he says. He just shrugs his shoulders and he goes, "Mondays." But I just never forget that story, because anytime we see someone acting out of character on a Monday, we always say Mondays. Yeah, I think that we forget, especially on Mondays, just how precious this one life is, and that opening story really brings that to life.
And there's science behind how precious this life is that you found, right?
I thought this was the coolest thing ever. So, a Harvard researcher named Ali Benazir
Mhm.
wanted to calculate what are like the actual odds of you being alive listening to this podcast right now. What are the odds of you being alive right now?
Yeah,
Do you know what they are?
I do.
Well, you do, because you always prep these episodes with me, but
No,
the
I
person
do.
listening does not.
Gary Vee likes to say this a lot, but continue.
No, this is way more than what Gary Vee says.
Really?
Yeah, he did
Okay.
the
So then I
actual
don't
calculations.
know. Okay.
Okay, so if you factor in the odds of your parents meeting, then you factor in the odds of you specifically being conceived from that one sperm and that one egg, and then you run that math backwards through every single one of your ancestors all the way to the beginning of human life, the answer to the odds of you being alive is 1 in 400 quadrillion to the 150,000th power. To put that in perspective, that's a 10 followed by 2,640,000 zeros.
Wow.
And to put that in even more perspective, that is the same probability as 2.5 million people across the world, each rolling a trillion-sided die at the same time, and all of them landing on the same number.
Wow. Here's
So you should not be here right
here-
now. That's
here's-
the moral of the story.
So what's the guy's name? Benazir?
Yeah.
So he also found an old Buddhist way of explaining this. Did you know this?
I did see that. in
So
the
he
research,
said,
yes.
imagine one life preserver floating somewhere in all the world's oceans and one turtle swimming somewhere under the surface. The odds of you being born is the same as that turtle swimming straight up and poking its head through the middle of the ring on the first try.
Yeah.
That image makes that number feel real.
Yeah, and to make it even more practical, everyone wants to win the lottery, right? Everyone wants to win the Powerball jackpot of billions of dollars. The odds of you being alive right now are the same odds as you winning the Powerball jackpot today, and then the next day, and the next day, up to 10,000 days in a row.
All right, I think we get it. We're
So
very.
you
we
should be fucking lucky to be alive, is the whole point of this story.
Yes.
You get what you focus on in life. And
Yes.
you can either focus on everything that sucks about this Monday and everything that sucks about your life, the things you don't want to do and what's missing, or you can focus on this fact that it is a miracle to be alive right now. It is a miracle
Yeah, it reminds me of
to be here.
It reminds me of that Tony Robbins story when he said he would ask like two people like how they were doing. And one guy would say like, I got back pain today, I'm not doing great. And the other guy would just say, I'm 6 feet above ground. It's a good day. It's, I'm happy to be alive. And that guy was living his life with this realization every single day.
Yep.
And that's what he started his foundation with.
Yep. Marcus Aurelius said it best. He said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love.
Yeah. I love that one.
Let's end on that quote, and let's end with a call to action.
What's that?
I feel like when you're in those Monday moods, you really need something that breaks your pattern, because you can like be so heads down and so like down physically that you can't just like think your way to a better mood, even though you heard these stats. Like the stats can only take you so far. So the call to action is a little weird today. I want you to challenge, throwing down a challenge. I want you to actually slap your knee right now. Slap it like an old school old guy or woman and say, today is going to be a great day, out loud. That's the way you're going to break your pattern and get out of this Monday funk, and really just believe that today is a great day.
Today's going to be a great day.
Good job, Nick.
All right.
You
Thanks.
achieved your call to action for the
Thanks
day.
for hanging out with us. We love you.
Peace.